Welcome to Hidden Points. Imagine waking up, and the world already feels 5 steps ahead of you. Your chest tightens the moment your feet hit the floor, and the morning rush becomes a battlefield your mind never agreed to fight. Psychologists say that morning anxiety is one of the most common yet least understood forms of daily stress. This is because the brain behaves differently right after waking. Your mind has just moved from a dreaming state to full awareness, and this transition can shock your nervous system, especially if your life feels demanding or unpredictable. Take Ethan from Michigan. He would wake up every day with a racing heart because his brain had learned to expect stress before he even checked his phone. His mornings were filled with rushing through breakfast, choosing clothes, and scrambling for time. This constant pressure activated his amygdala, which is the part of the brain responsible for threat detection. He wasn't in any real danger, yet his brain acted like he was. Another example is Lily from Colorado, who felt anxious every morning before college because her mind associated the early hours with performance expectations. She believed she had to be perfect and productive from the moment the alarm rang. This pushed her cortisol levels higher, making her mornings feel like a race she never trained for. Psychologists explain that morning anxiety often comes from unfinished tasks, emotional pressure, and a fear of falling behind. The mind wakes up remembering everything it hasn't solved yet. This creates what experts call anticipatory stress, the fear of upcoming demands even before they happen. The morning rush becomes a loop where your brain predicts chaos and your body reacts as if chaos is already happening. People who live like this often think they're weak or disorganized, but in reality, their brain is stuck in hypervigilance. The sympathetic nervous system switches on too fast and too strong. When this happens, the morning no longer feels like a beginning. It feels like a test. Another hidden truth is that most people rush because they are psychologically avoiding silence. Silence in the morning forces the mind to meet its real feelings, real fears, and real responsibilities. So, the rush becomes a shield. By moving fast, you don't have to feel deeply, and the brain rewards this with temporary relief. And yet, that same relief builds long-term anxiety. Psychologists also say that morning anxiety is tied to something called sleep inertia, which is the fogginess that slows the brain after waking. If your mind is already stressed before bed, you wake up in a weakened emotional state. The morning rush amplifies this weakness and makes the smallest tasks feel heavy and overwhelming. Your brain hates unpredictability, so it tries to regain control by rushing and pushing and squeezing every minute, even when it hurts you. Another hidden layer is social pressure. Modern life expects you to be awake, energized, and functional as soon as the sun rises. This creates a psychological performance window, and your brain begins evaluating itself from the first moment of the day. This pressure can make simple routines feel like missions. Psychologists call this time-based self-evaluation, and it's a strong trigger for anxiety. Yet, the mind can be trained to break the cycle because morning anxiety is not a personality flaw. It's a learned response, and the brain can unlearn it. When you understand the psychology behind your morning rush, everything starts to make sense. Your mind doesn't hate mornings. It fears the emotional weight mornings carry. If you slow the mind before slowing the day, the anxiety begins to fade. You realize the morning was never the enemy. The pressure was. This is the psychology of the morning rush. It reveals why you feel anxious before 9 a.m., why your mind wakes up fighting battles you didn't choose, and why understanding your brain is the first step to changing your mornings forever. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the hidden points of your mind.